अच्छा ये पासवर्ड फिर बार बार मांगेगा क्या? वो चलता रहेगा तो बीच में नहीं चलते हुए नहीं, वो तो बंद हो गया होगा इसलिए लॉक तुम बीच बीच में आके देख लेना।
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perfectly. Video is clear and audio is also clear, sir.
Okay. Can you please share the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Sir, are you able to see it?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Yes, sir. Sir, just I will introduce it. We will start with the session. Yeah, good afternoon, all of you. For the first session, our speaker for the first session, Dr. Dilip Kumar Singh, is serving as an officer of STEAM Disaster Management Institute and is on deputation with Madhya Pradesh State Disaster Management Authority, Home Department, Government of MP. Dr. Singh has done his PhD in geotechnical hazard management and has been trained at Asian Institute of Technology and Asian Disaster Preparedness Center, ADPC, Thailand. Professionally engaged in training and capacity building since last 25 years for the various stakeholders of Madhya Pradesh and other states, and the officers of Bangladesh in the field of natural resource management, geological, hydrological, and geotechnical hazard management. Incident command system training and application of science and technology in disaster management. To his credits, he has published a large number of your research papers in journals and over 17 consultancy assignments, disaster management plan with Model Emergency Action Plan EAP for large dams in Madhya Pradesh. Prior to joining DMI, he has worked with EPCO, Government of Madhya Pradesh, and MPRI, formerly known as RRL CSIR, Government of India, and Nippon KOI Company Limited under Overseas Economic Corporation Fund, Government of Japan. At present, he is in charge officer of Research and Policy Development and Finance Planning and Coordination Division. He is also supervising the newly inaugurated Vallabh Bhavan Situation Room, that is VBSR at Mantralay, recently inaugurated by Honorable Chief Minister of MP to effectively supervise the disaster management activities in the Madhya Pradesh. I welcome you, sir, for our ATAL FDP program. Sir's session for today is understanding seismic risk hazard with special reference to state of Madhya Pradesh. Welcome, sir. On behalf of ATAL FDP program, I welcome you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Dr. Aruna.
Yes, sir. Can we start your session, sir?
Yes.
I'm sharing the screen. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please,
yes,
please
sir.
share. Please share. Good afternoon, officers. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please start,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, officers. I am Dilip from State Disaster Management Authority, as introduced by Dr. Aruna. Basically, I'm trainer and I'm in the field of geological related hazard management and looking after the training needs of various facets of disaster management. I have interaction with various engineering groups and have been engaged in training the similar topics with very junior students to senior faculty members. So my presentation is related with the hazard issues, and I will focus mainly on the uh, means generalize. I will focus about the general hazards, and we will discuss in detail about the seismic hazards of the Madhya Pradesh. Let us move ahead. Yeah. Uh, as a faculty, you must be knowing about the theoretical and practical aspects of disaster management. But the definition should be presented in such a way so that most of the listeners or the learners, they understand the topic and they enjoy your briefings. Just to have a very simple definition of this hazard is written in 2-3 lines, that these are the potential conditions that has the capacity to cause harm to people. And if we talk about the harms in terms of disaster management, it is the damage to the life and property as well as the environment. If you refer the disaster scenarios of last few years, environment was not a major concern, but the newer developments is inclusive of the losses to environment also. So as an engineer, as a faculty member, we should be taking into consideration of the environmental issues when we talk about comprehensive disaster management. Why we are focusing on the hazard is because in many of the cases, the impact of possible or the impact of these hazards can be anticipated and estimated. So as an engineer, you all are engaged in modeling scenarios. Similarly, for the disaster management issues, for the disaster situations, the impact or the effects of the possible hazards are anticipated and estimated. And as a faculty member, we all are concerned about these anticipation and estimation, because based on these anticipation and estimation, we put forward our project proposal and we try to get funding support for implementing the learnings of our project. Next, please. Briefly, let us see the hazards, the various hazards. In India, almost all of the hazards are classified into 5 major classes. The first is
एक सेकंड, आप इसका वाईफाई चालू कीजिए, हॉटस्पॉट चालू कर दीजिए मोबाइल का, हॉटस्पॉट कर दीजिए, वाईफाई से कनेक्ट किया जाएगा तो खाना बंद हो जाएंगे। किस नाम से रखना, वाईफाई किस नाम से
तो वहां का अच्छा हॉटस्पॉट करना था।
हम वो डाल देंगे फ्लाइट मोड पे, तो कॉल नहीं आएंगे फिर किसी के।
तो डाल ही दिया होता है पहले ही सेटिंग यार।
वो
क्लास चालू है,
वो अभी कनेक्ट किया ना सर अपने ये वाला, इसका वाईफाई नेट चालू किया तो उस चक्कर में कॉल आ गया।
Hello. Hello. Sorry for inconvenience. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm continuing with the presentation. Uh, Broadly, all the hazards are classified into 5 major classes. The first is the water and climate related disasters. The second is geological related disasters. The third one is chemical, industrial, and nuclear related disasters. Fourth one is accident related disasters. And the fifth one is biological related disasters. This will give you a glimpse of the hazards of the India. Next, please. These are few of the hazards that is included in water and climate related disasters. Please keep on moving. The flood and drainage. Then there is issues of cyclones. Then there are tornadoes or hurricanes. There are hailstorms, cloudburst, thunder and lightnings, snow avalanches. Snow is not a major issue, or it's not an issue of Madhya Pradesh, but as an engineer, issues when you are working with the people of defense or in the hilly areas of heat and cold. These are also claiming too much of cold waves life across the continent. There is issues of sea erosion, and there is issue of drought. Means as a professional, you can find your various roles and responsibilities in these hazards also. Next, please. Then this is geological related hazards. Earthquake is a major issue in this. Then next, please. Landslides, mud flows, dam bursts or dam failures, the accident related with mines fire. Next, please. Then there are a few issues of chemical, industrial, and nuclear related disasters. As a University of Madhya Pradesh, you must focus on the industrial issues, because the DMI was established aftermath the Bhopal gas tragedy, and this was the worst ever disaster, the industrial disaster of the entire world. Then we have got nuclear related disasters. Next, please. Then accident related disasters. We have got fire incidences. Next, please. Serial bomb blast, oil spills related with industries. See, the serial bomb blast, this is kept under accident related disaster. In India, the terrorist activity is also kept under this accident related disaster. So as a faculty, you must brush up your knowledge of the classification of the disasters in India. Then we have got lot many issues related with festivals. There are issues of stampedes, fires, and terrorist activities during festival related issues. Then we have got lot many air, road and rail accidents, boat accidents. These all are classified under accident related disasters. Next, please. Back, please. Then the last classification is biological related disasters. As as we all are directly or indirectly suffering from the epidemic of or epidemic or pandemic of COVID-19, means uh, we all have to take care of the biological related issues pertaining to not only human but animals also. Pest attack is also one of the major issues which damages lot many crops, and it has got widespread impact on the uh, economy of uh, India as well as Madhya Pradesh or any part of the world. Biological issues are really very, very important, as you all know that the epidemic or the pandemic of COVID has impacted in such a way that it's really very difficult to come out of the impact scenario of COVID. Next, please. Now let us discuss about the hazard profile of Madhya Pradesh, as the institution is from Madhya Pradesh. So we must take care of the issues pertaining to Madhya Pradesh. As per the disaster management policy of Madhya Pradesh, actually this policy was prepared a decade back after the establishment of Disaster Management Act and after the establishment of the State Disaster Management Authority, and it still require little modification. But as per the disaster management policy of the Madhya Pradesh, we have got few of the disasters mapped like drought, floods, earthquake, hailstorm, fire, industrial and chemical disasters, accidental death, and natural disasters.
Excuse me, ma'am, we are not getting expert voice.
Yeah, he is disconnected. I'm just calling him. Please wait. Dear participants, there is some network issue. Please wait. The expert will join shortly. Please wait.
Dr. Aruna?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Please
Yes,
share
sir.
my slide. Please
Yes.
share my slide.
Is it visible?
Yeah. It's visible. It's
Yes, sir.
visible.
Yes, sir.
Again, sorry for the inconvenience. Let us continue with the slide. Next, please.
Sir, is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible. Next, please. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this one, this one. When talking about earthquake, broadly, these are the two causes which causes the earthquake impacts on the surface. One is tectonic and the non-tectonic causes. And mostly what we see or we have seen in the recent past are the tectonic causes. Non-tectonic causes are there. There are very few examples of non-tectonic causes, but it is not very well recorded. In India, non-tectonic causes are also recorded in the vicinity of major dams or the areas where major structures or the major buildings have fallen down. But mostly we are concentrating on the tectonic causes only. In the state of Madhya Pradesh, we will try to understand the reasons, the reasons of the tectonic activities and the areas, the areas which are susceptible to the earthquake events. Next, please. This is the slide I have taken from a picture printed on the cover of a book. It is the picture of California earthquake, means aftermath of California earthquake, and somewhere this scene is from California only, and this slide is used by me for making people understand how and what earthquake can do or how it happens. Or as an engineer, you also try to concentrate upon the impact of the earthquake on the ground. Means on the road, you can very well you can see the movement. Means the slipping of the two rock blocks you can very well see. But as you move ahead or as you move away from the yellow or white line towards the soil part, it's really very difficult to construct or reconstruct the activities that has happened in that particular area. So as a faculty member, you need to understand the impacts that is not at all visible on the ground, but you have to decipher or you have to identify those slight inferences or the evidences that is available on the ground to map out the activities that has happened beneath the surface of the earth. Means here the consideration of geological understanding is very important. And as a faculty of civil engineering, you all must have gone through a few of the geological activities or geological things, geological cross sections, and it's very important to uh, interlink those knowledge with your civil engineering knowledge to decipher the earthquake activities around you or the areas of research. So I think this map is this image is good enough for understanding of the surface impact. If buildings are not there, even then you can reconstruct the happenings beneath the ground surface. Next, please. why earthquake understanding is important, or why disaster management pertaining to earthquake hazard is important, because it has got the potential to impact upon an individual up to the nation. Means a major earthquake can disrupt the normalcy of a nation also, and it has happened in various countries, specifically the small islands or the small landlocked countries like Nepal. In the a few years backs, the Nepal earthquake has impacted in such a manner that the Nepal was really means for the administration of Nepal, it was really very difficult to come out of this impact of earthquake. Even in the state of Gujarat, in year 2001, the impact of earthquake was so wide that the normalcy of the state was disturbed, and it took a lot of effort to bring back the normalcy. Still, the socio-economic normalcy is really very difficult, and it's very, very time taking, and means challenges are multidimensional in field of disaster. Apart from this, individual to nation, the lifeline services are disturbed, environmental impacts are various and huge, socioeconomic conditions are disturbed.
Sir, you are not audible.
Sorry, it was disconnected again. I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm again. Next slide, please. Yeah. These are few of the fundamentals. I'm not going in details, but as a faculty, once you talk about disaster, try to discuss about the focus, the epicenter, the focal depth. Next, please. The intensity and magnitude. This is these two topics are important for researchers and for the academia interacting with the other section of the society, because in most of the cases people don't understand the difference between the intensity and magnitude. So as a faculty member, try to teach them or train them or differentiate between the intensity and magnitude. I hope as a faculty member, you all are versed with the intensity and magnitude issue. The definition written here are very simple to understand, and it's very simple uh, uh, to uh, to brief also, to brief the people from non-engineering background. So intensity is the physical impact that you can visually you can see, and magnitude is the scientific measurement that is generated by an instrument. Next, please. Yeah, this slide is very common in the textbook of earthquake engineering, and try to use this slide uh, for differentiating the term intensity as well as magnitude. And by using this slide and putting into the disaster management practices, you can make people understand that the impact of disaster, the impact of possible earthquake disaster can be minimized by good practices and good preparedness. I hope as a faculty member, you all are aware of this slide, and you all know, or you all understand how to use this slide. Means you can use this slide to show that the bulb part is the area where earthquake has triggered, and a book nearby or book far away, if they are fully prepared as per the engineering knowledge of earthquake engineering, the buildings or the structures can be they can bear the shock of those particular seismic vibrations. If a building residing away from that particular epicenter, and if it is not well prepared or it is not engineered properly, it can have widespread impact, or the building can also collapse if it is very far away, or if it is located very far away from the epicenter. Next, please. These are the general descriptions of the intensity scale. These are these intensity scales are readily available in your textbooks. You can go through it. Next, please. Next, please. And these are the grades of damages. As an engineer, you know that these are the types of damages in buildings and the classification of those damages. Next, please. From here, again, the geological considerations come into picture. The energy that is required for creation of an earthquake, the tectonic earthquake, it comes from the mantle. I think it's clear to all of you faculty members that the source of energy
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, voice not audible, sir.
Yes, actually the expert has disconnected. Please wait. There is some network issue on his side.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Please wait.
please share the slide. I'm again online.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm extremely sorry. It is disconnecting. Actually, the Wi-Fi system here is not properly working.
So no issue, no issue. Sir, are you able to see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Next slide, please. Yeah. See, try to concentrate on this particular slide. I use this slide for making people from non-engineering background to understand the impact of earthquake or the movements that is happening on the crust or the surface of the earth, and try to concentrate on the continental border of the eastern border of the South America and western border of the Africa. Likewise, you can correlate the movements of the entire Earth's surface, and you can see the impact of major earthquake that has happened in the past. Means it has got so much of potential that the continents can shift. The continents can shift. So as a faculty member, try to use these slides for making people understand the movements that is happening at the surface of the earth. Next slide, please. It has got little animation just to Yeah. Repeat it 2-3 times so that people can understand the plate movements. And this is the major reason for happening of earthquake under tectonic causes. This timeline also left, it's down left. This is the way in which the continents are moving at the surface of the earth. Next, please. Yeah. And because of these movements, there are various, because of earth movements and the movements of the continents, generally 3 types of movements are recorded, but in practice or in practical, the types of movements that has been recorded on the surface of earth are numerous. But in general, for understanding purpose, we use this 3 movements, that is transform movement, the divergent and the convergent. Transform movement is slipping past of one continent with another. Means the slide which we have shown out, we see of the California earthquake is perfect example of transform type of movement, where you can see that there is slippage at the surface of the earth only, earth's surface, where you can see the slippage has been recorded on the road itself. There's no uplifting or downlifting of any rock blocks there. There is second type of movement which is written as the divergent kind of movement. Here, in divergent case, 2 tectonic plates move away from each other. In the convergent type, 2 tectonic blocks, they come near to each other. And if you talk about some examples, we have got perfect example of convergent type of movement in the Himalaya region. Himalaya means from Himalaya to Indian side. This Indian plate is moving inside the Eurasian plate, and there is perfect recording of convergent type of movement. To refer the divergent type of movement, try to refer that the slide of that globe where I talked about the western side of the South America and the eastern side of the Africa. That is perfect example of divergent type of movement. And we have got transform type of movement in the Narmada zone and so these are few of the examples of various types of movements. And in nature, in practical sense, there are various types of movement where there can be combination of transform and divergent, transform and convergent, etc. Next, please. These are the examples of the impact of the earthquake. The first slide is showing, means the first left side picture is a perfect example of soil liquefaction phenomena, and it is recorded in the state of Assam in India. Then the right side picture is again taken from book from the same reference, and this is showing how huge engineered building have fallen down just because of the liquefaction phenomena. Means the secondary impact of earthquake, the secondary impact of seismic event are also potentially dangerous for the structures. The third slide is also showing a perfect example of liquefaction where because of liquefaction in few of the columns, the building has failed. So as a faculty and as a civil engineer, we have to, or you have to look after the secondary impacts of the possible earthquake also. Next slide, please. Land subsidence, very common phenomena in the areas which has impacted because of the earthquake events or the seismic events. Next, please. Landslides. Landslides are also very prominent in the areas of earthquake activities. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah, I was talking about this event. Is the fire incidence has taken place because of earthquake activity, and because of earthquake activity and the secondary impact of that particular earthquake, the gas pipelines were damaged, and because of that, huge fire engulfed the entire city. So, as a professional, uh, we need to take care of these events also, because various cities and various villages of India is also coming up with gas pipelines. And while drawing and designing the disaster management plans or any plan, try to take care of these secondary impacts also. Next, please. Then let's talk something about the seismic zonation of India. You must have seen the seismic map of India. I will again brush up that particular map, and I will try to focus more. Yeah, this is the seismic map of India. You can see 4 zones. The most hazardous area is the zone 5, where we have got very high risk activity of earthquake. Then we have got the zone 4 area, where also major earthquake has taken place in the past. Then we have got zone 3, and then we have got zone 2. Zone 2 is the blue colored area. Prior to this publication, the government of India was having some other maps also. And if you refer the earlier documents, earlier Indian seismic map were divided into 7 zones, where there was zone 0 also. And because of that zone 0 classification, people were very sure that no earthquake activity is going to take place there. But as a professional engineer, as a faculty, you must be knowing that no part of the globe is safe from earthquake. And this is my understanding also, because if you are at any point of time, you can be on the ground, on the surface of earth, at least you will be in zone 2 or in zone 5. Or the zone 2 is also not very safe. Zone 2 has also got earthquake events of magnitude up to 4.9. You must have heard about the Latur city of Maharashtra. I'm audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Again, sorry.
Hello.
Next slide, please. This was all about the seismic map of India. Let us talk something about the Madhya Pradesh. Next slide, please. Hello. You have joined?
Just give me a WhatsApp. Good morning or night. I will just reply. Yes. Yes.
I'm audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay. Next slide, please. Yeah. This is the area of my concern. The entire Madhya Pradesh state is divided into broadly it is divided into two parts: the colored zone and the non-colored zone. The colored zone, the entire colored zone is showing the area of Narmada zone and Tapti lineament, and the color code is light bluish and this little bit of reddish color. This entire zone is zone 3, and the non-colored part is zone 2. This is clear. We have got two zones, zone 3 and zone 2. Within zone 3, the red zone is indicative of high risk zone. It is high risk zone because it is anticipated that the neotectonic activities that is happening in the state of Madhya Pradesh is near to this zone only. But the zone 3 has got the zone 3 of Madhya Pradesh is covering nearly 28 districts of the state. Damages. Evidence of there is evidence of earthquake event of the magnitude 5.5 in the year 1926, 1929, 1930. This map was prepared by me long back, where I tried to capture maximum historical events, means historical magnitude of a particular means 5 and above, means there are very only few publications which shows these events near Shivpuri and Shivpur. Just imagine the magnitude is recorded as 5.5 magnitude, and still that zone is part of zone 2. So it increases the challenges of engineers who are working there. Means how to design buildings and how to design. So as a professional, you have to take care of the higher hazards. It is kept in zone 2, but the seismic past events, it shows that 5.5 magnitude earthquake has occurred in that particular area. So you need to design building according to some higher risk. And please try to share these slides with the faculty member so that they can go through this map particularly, and they should zoom it and try to take learning from this map.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Next slide,
Definitely, I
please.
will share it. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, please. Next slide, please. Next, please. Yeah, this one. Faculty members, please try to see these lines. These are basically the fault lines, and fault lines are drawn in two different ways in this map. There is a solid line and there is dot dash line. These solid lines are indicative of the neotectonic activities. Means tension building activity is still going on there. So as a faculty member, you need to concentrate while designing in these particular areas. Means what these solid lines are showing that means tension between two rock blocks or these tectonic blocks are still going on today, and it can release energy anywhere in future. The dot dash line, these are the indicators of past events. Means zone of weaknesses are there, and they can also be affected because of any vibrations in and around that particular area. I think these lines are clear to all the faculty members, and I will talk and I will try to discuss or deliberate issues on these particular slides. Means try to concentrate on these particular lines, and these all lines are Dr. Aruna.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Previous slide, please. Previous slide, please. Previous. Yes. Yeah. This is the mixture of the both slides, the first one and the third one. Try to concentrate upon the red spots. All these red spots are indicative of past major seismic events. If you concentrate on the northern part of the Madhya Pradesh, you can see adjoining red spots towards the territory of UP. There are 4 or 5 red spots. These all are indicators of the past seismic events in the adjoining areas of Madhya Pradesh. In southern part of Madhya Pradesh, adjoining to Maharashtra, we have got lot many events. In the western towards Rajasthan also we have got few events, and these all are recorded events, and there are numerous unrecorded events also. These all points are indicative of the higher level of hazards or high level of vulnerability because of earthquake or because of seismic hazard in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah. Now let's talk about the general mitigation and management issues. And I think this program till 3rd December will be covering all these issues, the structural and the non-structural components. I'm just briefly putting on the related points that is covered under structural and non-structural are the seismic resistant construction, the site selection based on soil, geology and structures. Separation of structures are also, but see, actually structure is not my domain area, but these points are very, very important when we are discussing about the earthquake mitigation. The non-structural components are equally important. The Indian standard codes are there, but as a faculty member, you all are very aware that how much we are or the system is following those standards. Even I've got various examples of the building constructed by senior engineers for their own purpose, and they have deviated themselves from the standard codes of practices. The design criteria is also very important. As a faculty, you must be acknowledging these criteria also. Site selection is also very, very important. But as a faculty member, you all are also aware that the way in which our planning is done, the city planning or the state planning or the structural planning are done, the site selection is not at all has got a concern of disaster management. The site selection is basically related with the commercial angle. So as an engineer, if you get time or if you have the flexibility, try to use the hazard maps while designing or planning any structure. Then there is a very important component, that is fastening of item which can fall, roll or float. In Indian context, we don't put attention on these issues, but it has got huge potential of saving life and property, mostly life. Then securing flammable items is also very important. Try to take care of these issues. Then there is insurance issue. Insurance has got huge value when we suffer from disaster. So as a faculty, try to keep this component also. Then there is do's, don'ts and education, means the awareness activities, the education, the research. It has got huge potential in India because earthquake engineering is topic as such is discussed very widely in our country, but in practice you can see lot of gaps. So try to fill up those gaps also. Please, and in the next slide, I will discuss about some of the activities that is going on in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Is the approval of the state disaster management policy. It was prepared in the year 2009, and I think in the coming time we will be revising this and putting on or adding on few more hazards. Then we have got the approved state disaster management plan. It was prepared in the year 2016, and now with the help of Disaster Management Institute with my colleague Dr. George, they are looking into the updation of the state disaster management plan for the state, and hopefully in the next couple of months it will be ready. Then there are a lot of district disaster management plan. The last approval we got it from Honorable Chief Minister was in the year 2016, and presently we are also updating the district disaster management plan of all the districts. The district administration is also updating in few of the districts, and hopefully in the next financial year we'll have the updated district disaster management plan. See, the district disaster management plan has got entire component of their structures, the structures that is falling within the areas of that particular district, and the disaster management activities is also part of that particular disaster management plan. Then parallelly with the line departments like Disaster Management Institute, the Home Guards, the Civil Defense, and the SDRF, we are also strengthening the community through training, through mock drills, etc. Then strengthening of training, research, specialized consultancy. This part has been given attention to a little extent, but from seismic angle, the publication related with seismic disaster are not very much, and there is a huge scope of doing research in the field of seismic areas. The government of India, they have given some flexibility to the states to take up few projects related with disaster mitigation activities, and I tried to share few of the guidelines with Professor. I will share those guidelines with them. So talk about state document or because you cannot be through you need to few and for I will the guidelines with and or will share with you or faculty members. Try to interact with your colleagues and try to prepare some projects related to that. And we are also trying to update the hazard and vulnerability data on digital platform. The State Department of MapIT is looking after this, and we are the process of updation on digital platform is still going on because it has got huge database. Standard operating procedures for various hazard management has been published by the State Disaster Management Authority, including seismic disasters. Then we have got SOPs for heat wave, cold waves, etc. We have got little interaction on social media. We are also in the field of mock exercises with line departments. However, the academic peoples are still not the part of mock exercises, and I will try to get data from Professor Aruna, and I will try to engage you faculty members for the mock exercises also when we do such mock exercises in your geographical areas. Then training and equipment of training and equipping of volunteers is also going on in the state of Madhya Pradesh, with special attention on flood as well as other hazards also. We are coming up with Apada Mitra Yojana in 11 districts, and that is being funded by the Government of India. And we are trying to get many more funds from Government of India, and we are also putting on resources of the state for these training. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The presentation part is okay, and we can discuss the issues if faculties want to discuss on the topics or the points that has been shared by me.
I request the faculty members and the participants if they have any queries or questions to ask. Yes, please, participants.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, how can we check the effect of various earthquake disasters on the internal soil structures?
See, actually, observation in field is a little bit practical oriented, and if you are from Bhopal, we can visit any place where it has occurred earlier, and I can show you the evidences in the field. Or you have to talk to few the geologist in your particular area. If you have got geology faculty in your college or in your area, they will be able to help you uh, in the field indicators of earthquake.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Any other questions? Like sir has told that you can be a volunteers and they can help you regarding the geological investigation in your particular region also. So I request the participants if they are interested, please ask the question related to it.
See, faculty from Bhopal, I can join them. Means anytime to show them the evidences in the field, because it requires a little bit of practice, because observation is practice oriented. See, the slide that was shared by me of the California earthquake, if you see the road, just see the road, the markers on the road is displaced by 1.5 meters. It's approximately displacement of 1.5 meter. But if you see the indicators that is adjoining to the constructed part, that requires little bit of skill to understand the movements, because road anyway, because road is very much visible, and the indicators are very much visible on the road. But as you move away from the road towards the soil, you need to have little bit of skill to understand those features.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. I think Aruna madam, can we arrange?
Sir, I have posted my question in
Yes,
inbox.
sir. Yes, sir. I will just discuss it. What is period analysis in x-axis and y-axis? There is one question by Satnam Singh. What is the period analysis in x-axis and y-axis?
Oh, see, actually, that is not my domain area, but I will try to get back to you with expert comment from some expert engineer, because I'm totally concentrated on the geological parameters and geological features.
Good afternoon, Ankit sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Behra from Orissa. Suppose we will go for micronization of our area. Okay. Can we take your help and do that?
See, microzonation is a costly affair, and for microzonation you need to take, because microzonation is see, for microzonation, it requires a lot of core drilling
Instruments.
and testing of materials and
Yes.
the laboratory facility, because we, as a system of State Disaster Management Authority, we don't run the laboratory. The
Okay.
labs are available at our Manet campus and various engineering colleges campus. They've got the soil testing and rock mechanics lab, because microzonation is mostly dependent upon the
Soil properties and
testing parameters. Apart
yes.
from that, you need to have understanding of geological cross sections.
Yes.
So for again, you need to approach your local geological office.
Yes, sir.
They
Yes,
can
sir. Thank you, sir.
If participants have any questions, they can type in the chat box also. Any questions? I think so, sir is having some connection issues. Yes, he has joined.
I got connection.
Yes,
I
sir.
got
Yes, sir.
connection.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any more queries? My email ID and telephone number are there in the presentation, the last slide.
Yes, I will share the PPT with the participants in that WhatsApp group.
Okay. Okay. Any more queries?
Yeah. Any questions from the participants? You can type in the chat box also. Okay. If no any queries, I thank Dr. Dilip Kumar Singh sir for sparing his valuable time and his expertise in this field. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Aruna. Thank you, faculty members. Liquefaction of soil, Khaza Manzoor. Liquefaction of, you want to understand about liquefaction of soil?
He has written liquefaction of soil.
Yeah.
Khaza Musab Mansoor. Yes, sir, please.
Liquefaction means, in general term, liquefaction of soil is simply the means loss of soil strength because of seismic activities. See, during tremors and because of water movement in the pores of the soil material, the cohesion of the soil material is lost for a moment, and because of that it loses its bearing strength, and because of that soil liquefy and building fails. And for details, I will share you some literature.
Yes, sir.
Any
Thank
more
you very
question?
much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes, sir. I request all the participants to please mark the session attendance. It is shared on the WhatsApp group also and in the chat box also. Please mark the session. We will have the next session at 3 p.m. The expert is Dr. George V. Joseph, Deputy Director, DMI Bhopal. So please rejoin the second session at 3 p.m. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
doing this.